Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Say No to Drug Abuse Forever. My name is Humphrey, a survivor of every form of drug abuse. So today is our very first interactive section, live on Instagram, and I welcome my guest speaker, Olumuyiwa Cole, a survivor of Tramadol Abuse. It was actually a very, very interesting section. Enjoy. Olumuyiwa, please join. Like, people are really enjoying our program.
Sure.
Creating awareness, and then letting people know about the dangers to drug abuse. Like other people that are actually into it will tell you, smoke, it's good for the health. It's not good for the health. Loud is good for the health, but what if it is laced with cocaine by the dealers? Loud is good for the health, but what if it's laced with fentanyl, laced with morphine, laced with heroin by the dealers?
Let me tell you
because
something.
once upon a time, I was once a dealer.
Yeah, sure. Let me tell you something. Can you hear me?
Yes.
This tramadol, if you check online now, check Google. Normally, it's from they manufacture it from India.
Yeah.
At a point, you understand? Something we're buying so cheap, it became so expensive. So if you don't get money, if you don't have money, you can't buy it. You understand? So now these Hausa guys, these people in Nigeria now, they start doing their own. They start mixing.
How much is it now? It's from the last time how much is Tramadol now? How much is it now?
I really don't know. I don't
last
know.
year.
As at when I was taking
But then when you are taking it,
it's cheap though, but depends on the quantity. I take a lot of quantity, so in a day, I spend a lot of money in a day.
So how many quantities do you used to take in a day?
Milligram, like 1,000 plus. So addictive.
1,000 plus milligram.
Of course, now.
Man, good. Well, but that's okay. That's quite high. Me, I did not really abuse Tramadol. Mine was crack and cocaine. That's where I majored. Wow. Yeah. So right now, most of the Tramadols in town are being manufactured by Abuki, and then it is laced with cocaine. So when you try to stop, was there any point when you tried to stop on your own? And what if, symptoms or effects did you have then? Okay. Can you hear me, Mr. Olumuyiwa? Okay. Um, you should probably restart your connection or okay. All right. Well, let's wait for Olumuyiwa to come back. But Well, I was just trying to let us all know that tramadol right now is very, very addictive. You should not even try to take tramadol. And then he never intended to take tramadol. He was lured into taking tramadol by his friend. Then going out on gym, going to gym, and then one of his friends there said, "Take this tramadol; it will help you gym more. You push more." And then lo and behold, the two he started abusing tramadol. Okay, so Olumiwa is back here. Okay, good. Yeah, accepted it already. All right, so Olumiwa started abusing tramadol, and then it really worked for him. So I just wanted to know what symptoms. I want to know what symptoms happened, that I realized when he stopped taking the tramadol. So in general, in short, just please everyone out there listening to me right now, do not ever try to abuse any drugs. Do not ever try to abuse any drugs. Do not ever try to abuse any drug. And how does drug abuse or addiction starts? It starts from the very least. You would not know when you get addicted. Now, if you are this kind of person asking yourself these questions, if you have gotten to this position in which you ask yourself these questions, like, oh, smoking is just normal. Like, if I want to stop, I will stop. Like, if you have gotten to that stage in which you start saying, oh, you just smoke for fun, or you smoke because you are depressed, or you smoke because you cannot sleep, well, I would like to tell you that you are addicted already. And then when it comes to addiction, addiction is a chronic disease. Yes, just like asthma, and then every other, and then maybe cancerous, just like asthma and every other cancerous, you know, and every other cancerous. Okay, someone is coming online. Who's this? Let's welcome Amira. Anybody that wants to talk about drug abuse, your history, how you started, you can, just send a request, a video request, because like I said, this is going to be an interactive section. So if you are a survivor or you are still an addict, just send me a request. Send me a request. Okay, so right now I'm trying to request on one of my friends. He's also a survivor. We met online. And let's see if he would accept my request. Yeah, let's see if he will accept my request. So I don't know what happened to Olumiwa. So like I was saying, drug abuse is actually a chronic disease, just like every other diseases. And then it affects your brain. That's number one. Your brain will be good. Also your behaviors will be good. So how did I get started my own story? Like I was saying, I was very brilliant. I used to teach in different tutorials. I was I was in pharmacy school as well. I was a class rep. And then my friend introduced me to it, saying, take this weed. It actually started with weed. Just take it to be able to read more. And then, funny enough, do you know the weed I started with? So just so crazy. I started smoking. I started my drug life with Colorado. But how would I even know it's Colorado? Yes, may so rest in peace right now. He ran into trailer. Was it 2019? New Year Eve. Yeah, may so rest in peace. Somebody, yeah. Ran into trailer. He was one that actually like introduced me into it. Like, just take one puff. Can't you see Baba Fella? Can't you see this? Can't you see that? Can't you see whiskey? Can't you see the video? Can't you see this? All right, Olumiwa is back online. Okay. Yeah,
So the internet is bad. I don't know what's going on.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I was asking, like, at a point, have you ever tried to stop at any point? To
Before
stop.
I finally stopped.
Yeah, before you finally stopped. Were there points in which you tried to stop and then you relapsed?
No, it was back to back. Like it was back to back.
You never
At the point
wanted to stop.
I wanted to it's not something that you just make a decision like that. You get you
Yes.
want even inside you know you are doing something wrong, you want to stop, but it's not that easy for you to make that decision, you know. So but I start.
All right, Mr. Muiwa, your network or signal. Okay. Ah, Nigeria. Everything just started. Even MTN. Mr. Muiwa, I use the MTN Blue or Airtel or which other or Spectranet or this network. Mr. Muiwa, the network is terrible at your end. Mr. Muiwa. Yeah. Wow. So just always say no to drugs, drug abuse. Okay. Yeah, just make sure you follow my IG page, Instagram page, and also go on my YouTube. You'll find my life story about how it all started, how I abused drugs, and then the effect. But let me tell you one thing. There's just one reason why people find it very difficult to leave drugs. Now, if you have an addict or someone who's abusing drug already, like you cannot just tell an addict to stop drugs. Like using myself as an example back then, just telling me I should stop drugs. Then some of my very good friends, because of course I was in pharmacy, used to tell me, Humphrey, yeah, I had just one good friend and yeah, I was like, stop this shit now. It's not good for your health now. Come on, stop. But then going back home, I tried to stop. But one thing to know is if you try to stop abruptly on your own, then the withdrawal symptoms will kick in. You start having mad headaches, very intense headaches. You wouldn't be able to sleep at night, restlessness, you'll be itching your body, paranoia will set in, stuff should be crawling under your skin. And then that was when I actually, that's when I stabbed myself. So if you're actually an addict, if you are an addict to drug, I would advise you not to stop on your own. Yes, you cannot stop. Don't even try it. If you try it, you'd have suicidal thoughts. You'll be depressed. You want to do crazy stuff to yourself. That's it. So if you're actually like abusing drugs currently, you need medical advice. You need medical attention rather. You need medical attention as well as you have to work on your psychological willpower also, because the cure to addiction, that's if you're addicted already, you have to detoxify yourself, and then that would do just about 30% to the whole deal. The major thing is your psychological well-being, because by the time you start abusing drugs, this is the chemistry to it. I need to explain. Now, when you start abusing drugs and you start getting addicted, yeah, now your brain cell will no longer function the same way. What do I mean? Now, let's assume you okay, and Muiwako send okay, Muiwako is here. So yeah, you can join live. Now, when you start abusing drugs, you will no longer be hello, how are
Yeah,
you?
hello.
Hello,
Very
how are
well.
you?
Very well.
What's your
How are
name,
you?
please?
Kelvin, Kelvin.
Oh, Kelvin. I welcome you to our program, Kelvin.
Alright. So what
So, Kelvin, tell me, are you an addict, or you are a survivor, or you do not do drugs at all?
no, I'm none, I just like following your program and really listening to it.
Oh, great. Thank you. So,
Yeah.
so do you mean you've never smoked before? You've never smoked?
Yeah, I have.
You have.
Yeah.
So, for how long did you smoke, Kelvin?
For quite a while. But it wasn't really I wouldn't say it was that all that serious or an addiction problem. Right? It's
Okay.
something I can actually manage and contain.
Okay. So, what did you smoke at that point? Was it Colorado, Kush, Mali Kush, Loud?
Loud,
It
normal
was
loud.
Loud. How
Yes.
many years ago? Okay, so Kelvin left actually. So like just come online, anyone can request. Just send a request. I would accept. Let's make this very lively. Send a request. Okay, Olumuyiwa Cole, come back online, please. All right, my brother.
The
I
internet
miss
is
you.
bad.
I know, right?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So addictive, you know.
Yeah. So I asked the question that okay, when you try to leave, for example, when I was abusing cocaine and crack, and then I left abruptly, withdrawal effects started crawling in. I started having sleepless nights. I was restless. I was itching my body because I was not taking it. It was available. I just had to stop. And then I started feeling stuff were crawling under my skin. I remember vividly well. It happened in the Evans Hotel, Agungi, phase one. The Evans
Yeah.
Hotel is opposite Oxford Hotel, not far from Nevada Hotel. So I was in
Okay.
room 501 to be exact. I was just sipping on Guinness, normal. I did not contact my dealer for almost like a month, going to 2 months. The only thing I was taking then was like probably cigarettes because, oh, Mr. Amuiwa, I was only taking cigarettes because I did not want to take cocaine or any related stuff. And then before I knew it, some stuff were crawling under my skin. That's withdrawal symptoms. I was drinking, and the next thing was I just broke the bottle of Guinness, and then I stabbed myself. Yeah, trying to kill whatsoever thing that was actually crawling under my skin. Yeah, Amira, you have a question. What's your question, Amira? You can, send in your questions. You can send in your questions or request for a video. Someone is requesting. Okay, Muiwa, cool. Network is not really on your side today. So if you're an addict to drug abuse, if you're an addict or you are a survivor or you do not take any, just feel free, send a request. Let's interact. Let's look out for ways in which we can make our society great. So many people are dying. Oh my God. So many people are dying. And before you can have a survivor, actually, okay, Amira, okay, cool. Amira wants to video call. Yeah, join me, Amira. So before you can actually stop addiction, it's a very, very great battle. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. Amira,
Um,
right?
yes,
All right.
yes,
So,
yes.
are you introduce yourself? Can you introduce yourself, please?
My
Okay,
name is
Amira.
Amira.
Okay.
I'm a part 4 student of pharmacy, Ife.
All right. So, are you an addict or a survivor, or you do not do drugs at all?
I don't do drugs at all, but I have a question.
All right. What's your question, Amira?
I was discussing with some girls on drug abuse. Then we
Okay.
were sharing experiences, stories they've heard, me, myself, stories I've had. So a babe was like, can we go out like this? That are we safe? Maybe we should not even go out. And me, I'm a bit loose and I'm a bit spiritual in that you're praying to God does not mean you should have fun. So I was trying to tell her that you can go out now, you can go out and have fun. So I want to ask that as a woman, if we go out, what are the things we should watch out for? Like probably food, drinks, or ways that we don't know we might be lured into, like from your
All
own
right. So,
experience.
all right. Thank you, Amira. So, speaking of, based on the experience, actually, going out, especially for ladies, it's very risky, especially when it's going out for night clubs, going out at night. You know, I want to bring to our attention that the people that introduce us to drugs were actually our friends, our most trusted, you know, people. Let me see. Is okay. Is Cole is not around yet. I need Cole to be here. I'll answer your question, Amira. So it's actually the most trusted people that introduce us to to drug abuse. Now, by the time you go out as ladies, what you should watch out for is watch out for your drinks because, of course, as a lady, I'm so sure if you do not smoke, your anybody that invites you or take you out, by the time they give you smoke to take, you will not want to smoke. But then you can easily be drugged. It's in one of my videos, where I was abusing Rufinol, Rev, the drug that makes your tongue blue. I was abusing the drug with another lady. It's called date rape drug. Okay. Yeah, Mayor. So it's actually called date rape drug. Although I did not abuse the drug with her for raping sake. No, I was actually taking cocaine and cracks, and then for like 4 days a week, I wouldn't sleep. So I had to take Refnol, so I could sleep. Muiwa, I'm waiting for you. So I could sleep. So as a lady, you cannot trust anybody. Then I used to have friends. Yeah. Meanwhile, I was actually someone asked the question. I'm not sure if you.
Yeah, I saw. I heard the question.
Yeah. So let me just explain the next 3 to 5 minutes or so. So, like as a lady, and then you'd also put your own. You also answer the question because the answer is directed to us. So, but as a lady, if you go outside, back then, what my friends used to do is, they'll be like, all free. They met a babe, a new babe, and then they want her to go out. They want to take her out, spend on her, and then they want her to crash over at their house. But then the girl will be like, no, I'm not staying over. And then the only time I can go out is between 7 p.m., 9 p.m. You have to drop me back at home. But those my friends, that's when they will now, find Ref. No, this is true life story. They'll not find Ref. No, we'll now go to parties. Like we would go out actually. I was actually aware. So going out to parties, we bring out drinks, bring out white champagne. Of course, ladies do not drink this way with bottles now. It is guys that put bottles on their mouth. So ladies will request for cups. And then once you about Refnol is very, very small. That blue pill, like very, very small.
Yeah, yeah.
You cannot be too careful. The Refnol will be dropped inside the drink. So out of 100% ladies that was taken out, 100% fell victim. And then within 20 minutes, believe it or not, you would sleep. Whether you like it or not. Like you would sleep, you would lose your time, your conscience of time, and then before you know it, not until the next morning, before you wake up. You get that's the effect of Rohypnol because Rohypnol is actually a very, very great sedative stuff. So as per ladies, please, please and please, please Especially now that drugs are just everywhere. Just sit down at home. You can go out for the normal dates, you know. That's what I would advise, because I'm advising every other lady as if, or as though as I'm advising my own sister. You don't need to go out for nightclubs. What are you looking for in the night? And then that's, you would agree with me, survivors, once we go in, we pass through drugs and then we are out. There are so many places we will never step our feet to. For example, you don't expect me to ever find myself in, in a club. What am I looking for in a club? Yes, now. No, but for real, for real, for real. So you have to be very careful where you go out, and most especially the kind of friends you roll with. If people smoke, if you find someone smokes, man, and then you don't want to be an addict, man, you have to cut that friendship. Oh. For example, someone like me, if anyone is smoking, if anyone smokes, believe me, I'm off. That's just the truth. I'm off actually. I wouldn't be friends. I cannot be friends with anyone that smokes. That's the thing. So I would actually advise, you know, if you're a lady, you don't smoke, please do not roll with people that smoke. And then just be careful out there. Just curb going out at night, because evil deeds are actually being done at night. All right. So someone said, I am Melano said, I am Cole's close friend, and I watched him go through all that. Melano, I am Melando. Can you please join us online since? Okay. Okay, it says you have to upgrade your chat to Melando. I wanted to invite you to our group chat, to our live conversation rather. So generally speaking, please, ladies, please do not step out. You know, please and please. Just excuse. So ladies, do not step out. Like I would always say, please, just be very careful, because it just takes one puff, one eat to get addicted. So anyone could join, you know, send a video request. Let's make this interactive, because of course, I need to learn from you. You need to learn from me. Others need to learn from us. How do we curb drug abuse in our society? Send me a request, a video request. All right. Let me request someone. So just send me a video request. Okay, Olumuyiwa is back, I guess. So, and then the only cure to addiction, like I always say, is spread. We have just 15 minutes left for today's program, because like I said, we'd always be live 4 to 5 p.m. You know, just 1 hour. And then this is a gathering of survivors of drug abuse, addicts. If yes, come online, come live. Yes, come live with your blah, with your loud, with your crack. Just come. It's part of it, you know. Psychologically, we don't expect you to even stop smoking just once. So anyone can actually join. You know, just come live, say your own view. If you know drugs are actually good for the health, come on, just come. Share your own ways. But I would strongly say that drug abuse is bad. Stay away from weed. It all starts from weed. For example, you would all agree with me that if you are someone who smokes and then you get to any gathering, you would easily tag along. Hey, bros, I beg, give me, I beg me a puff one, me a puff two. Also, you will not know what the type of smoke they are smoking. For example, you don't know if it is Colorado they are puffing at that moment, or it is, of course, you know if it is loud because of the smell. But you not be able to distinguish if it is Colorado, except for those who are actually like really, really into weed, like smoke already. But if you are a newbie or you are just random, you know, Colorado does not choke. It is loud that you take, and then you first you cough. So you don't know if you are taking Colorado or you are taking the regular weed, and then before you know it, You puff more than what you should actually puff. And then puffing more than you should puff. By the time you puff, or you are on the third puff or the fourth puff, believe me, you even took the fifth drag. Ah, that one is, you must experience that 1 hour madness. So if not more. So then I just stopped. Some people will be like, weed is good, it's only weed they abuse. Even weed itself, like I said, dealers now list their weed with cocaine. Dealers list their weed with heroines. Dealers list their weed with fentanyl. How would you know? So you just have to be very careful. And of course, stopping weed or stopping drug abuse, I know it's not easy. I have passed through it. I can relate. It's not easy. But then you have to take the step to stop. So if you are struggling with any form of drug abuse and then you need help medically, psychologically, just send me a DM. I'm on Instagram. Send me a DM. Just search for Stay Away from Drug Abuse and then you find my page. Also, you can also go on YouTube. Just simply search on Say No to Drug Abuse Forever. Yes, and then I'll be there. So drug addiction is actually, it's not just in Nigeria, just throughout the world. The rate at which people are dying, it's just so crazy. And then for an addict to leave drug, it's a very, very difficult thing. I would always say it's easier for the camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a drug addict to live. I, as a person, never wanted to quit drugs. It was not easy. Imagine me quitting drugs and then stabbing myself and then, having sleepless nights and then, just I passed through hell. Yes. And then for my own case, drug abuse is not spiritual. You should all hear now. Someone who is an addict, stop going to church, stop going to mosque, stop going to shrine. In my own case, I was taken to a mental ward, so UTCH, and then so many other mental wards. I did not respond to treatment because the benzodiazepines, the sedatives, or the anxiolytics, or the psychiatric drugs they were giving me to cure my stuff, it did not work. Why? Because I have over-abused all those drugs. It never worked. They took me to church too. Yes, a very prominent church, headquarters, Celestial Church of God in Ado Ekiti. That's where my dad took me to. Headquarters. I thought the shirt of a prophet there. And then I was kicked out of church. I was taken to Babalao, like, okay, spiritual, let's go and appease the gods. I said to God Almighty, I destroyed the shrine. The Babalao was like, I'll never come back to my senses. So drug abuse is not spiritual. So all right, Mr. Olimu Iwaku, we have just 10 minutes for today because 4 to 5. So
okay.
Yeah, of course we'll still continue from next weekend, because it will be everyday thing. The way we are right now, we are creating awareness, we are creating the antivirus to the virus caused drug abuse, destroying the society.
Okay.
Believe me, every day.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So believe me, every day people are falling victims, every day people are dying. It's just the ones we know now. Every day people are dying. Every day people are falling victims. For example, like an inspector in Osogbo State CID, Mommy Sass, I'm so sure she would see this later. She just sent me someone else, like she used to give me updates. I'll post down later, like someone who has been changed, like it happened today. So I'll post it later. Yes, now, yes, for real. I work on it. Like I work with so many policemen, so many inspectors. Yeah, they can hear me, most especially in State CID Osogbo. During my drug life, I ran into so many troubles. DSA. Yes, so many in my school.
A lot of troubles.
In my school, so many times. Yes, now. Okay, I was live one-on-one with Commissioner of Police. State CID Osogbo. I'm so sure one day you will see this. And then what he told me, I spent 5 days in cell in State CID Osogbo because drugs fought with me. I slapped 2 girls in my school. I slapped 2 girls. I never knew they were actually related to top men. Like, but why should I even slap? I was actually on drugs. Man, they wrapped me up, say anti-cultism. They never knew it was drug pushing me. They now took me to anti-cultism department in State CID Osogbo. The only thing that saved me was I was just on my own. It was drugs. I never belonged to cult. I'm not a cultist. I'll never be a cultist. So imagine it being 5 days, like with real investigations. But after the 5th day, the commissioner of police looked into my eyes like this and say, "Boy, stay away from trouble." And that was the key I held. But then I was still on and off drugs. So number one thing, drugs will always make you
And
fall
can I
into
ask something?
trouble. Yes, yes, of course.
Okay. This drug of a thing is, before you stop this thing, you have to make a personal decision. Like you have to talk, because me personally, I had to make a decision to choose life or death. You
Or
get?
death.
Yeah, I had to make that decision in life. Like, okay, I want to leave. You understand? So I made that decision. That's why I stopped. Like I made that. That was the day I treat, like the day I stopped it finally. I had like 2 or 3 sachets with me. I held it. I was like, no, today I'm not going to take this thing again. I want to choose life. Like I want to live, because it was my body don't tell me already. If I don't stop, it's either I die or something else will happen. Like, you get me?
Yes.
So can you hear me very well?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. So I was already having the serious effects. It was already telling me to stop, because I was already falling sick. You understand? I go to the hospital back to back. Like I get seizures and the rest of that. You understand? Yes. So I started, like, I just had a decision. I just have a one-on-one, promise with God. God, I don't want to do this thing again. You get me? So
Yeah.
that was what really helped me, and my friends and family too. My friend
Yeah,
came here the
that's
other
true.
time. He said, my friend came here the
Yeah,
other
I
time.
saw. Yeah, I saw him. He said he's a close friend, and then that's very true about addicts. They will never want to stop. During my own time too, being broke will not make addicts stop. Do you know why? Because they
Ah,
believe,
that's
money
tough.
will come. Money is paper. Money will come. Even myself, when I actually decided to stop, actually was my final rehab. In my own final rehab, I had issue that, okay, I thought I beat the hand of the man that actually treated me. If you check my YouTube, you see that Charlie Cole. I beat his hand. And then then the old villagers, I don't know what happened. They had to tie my hand by mistake anyway. Tie my hand with rubber band. That rubber band at the back of a motorcycle. So they tied both of my
Oh my
hands.
God, was
And
serious.
then
So
do you know what now happened? That was the mistake. They tied both of my wrists like this. And then
wow.
overnight, just from 9 p.m. to like about 7 a.m. And then believe me, both of my hands blood ceased. If you can see,
Eh,
you see this. Can you see? Blood ceased. My hands were like this for 3 months. Why? Yeah, medically speaking, they would understand. Just like when people die and hang themselves, when blood ceases flow.
so
So this
definitely.
man now got swollen. As now seeing my what's it called? My skeleton. This is not fireborn. No, you see, this is not fireborn. Like it's got swollen. My hands were like this. Like there was no blood flow. And then I was like this for 3 good months. I was like, God, if I ever come out of this, God, God, please. Like that was actually the drive. You get like the drive, like okay. Then with so many other things that I'll be discussing later. So, Mr. Alumi, while we have just 5 minutes, what advice do you have to the youth? Especially those that are still saying, it just what's in the white thing they are taking. So based on experience, what advice do you have generally for them?
Come on, man. You just have to. The advice I have for the people still taking it, you just have to stop it, because it's
Yes.
deadly. Understand? Except you want to. I'm sorry. Except you want to, you want to lose your life to it. You understand? You have to, like, stop it. And again, the other thing you should tell them is that when you stop this thing, you're going to face a lot of things. You're going to go through. You're going to fight the demon. The demon behind it,
Yes.
like you said the other day. You are going to fight the demon. You have to fight the monster, because the thing is, after when you stop it, there's another thing called detoxification process. You have to go through
Yes.
that process. As in that
Yes,
process,
it is that process too.
so be ready for everything. You have to stop it, because
But no
the earlier
pain,
the
no
better.
gain.
Yeah, the earlier
It
the
was,
better. So
yeah,
you have
the
to
earlier
start
the better.
doing it now. So you know the outcome, that you understand. At the end of the day, it's going to be better, instead of you to, because one day your body will just call you, and when your body calls you, you know.
Yes,
So
yes.
I don't know what's going to happen, but we just need to stop this thing.
That's true. Your body would tell, because even back then when I was smoking with some of my friends, overdose, some would smoke and then blood would start coming out of their nose.
Yes, now.
So many
Because
other
sometimes you
friends.
take it, it will not work. Sometimes you take it, you not feel the trips, you not feel the, the ginger. You get me? So when you start taking it that day back to back, it becomes an overdose, and something might just can't. Just that the thing is just that day your body system is not working with it. You understand? So when you start taking it back to back, can you hear me?
Yes, I
when
can hear
when
you.
you when you start taking it back to back that day, this they work now. I know they too feel you're not taking it overdose, then something might really go wrong. I lost a friend to it. Like he just passed out, he fell.
That yes, it happens a lot.
So,
So
he
Mr.
fell.
Muiwa,
My
Amira
own
asked
personal
you a
friend.
question. Oh. Can you see the question?
I can't see it though.
Amira.
What did she say?
Okay, said to Mr. Muiwa, after deciding to stop, did you go to therapy or you started to reduce this dose?
I just
How did
stopped
you
one
stop?
day. No, I talk to people though. I have a nurse that I talk to. You
Okay.
understand? I talk when I went to the hospital because I did some things. I went for some kind of I bought some drugs, some medications to like flush it out of my system. You understand? So I spoke with a lot of people. They helped me out.
All right.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
helped me.
So Mr. Muiwa, we have 2 more minutes, so we'll leave the rest till next weekend. So I will tell everyone that has joined and also people that will be hearing this every weekend, every Saturday. I am Mr. Muiwa. I'm Mr. Muiwa. We are survivors of drug abuse, and they would always be your host. If you are an
Yeah,
addict or you are a survivor or you are not into it, just join us every weekend. We would find time to talk about drug abuse. And also, if you have news about addiction, people who are falling victims, anything about drug abuse, just come to my DM, work on it, and then we are just this platform is generally here to make our society better. Right,
yeah.
Mr. Muiwa?
Sure. Every Saturday we are doing this.
Yeah, 4 to 5 every Saturday we are doing this.
Yeah,
So, all right, Mr. Muiwa, I want to say very big thank you for honoring, for coming.
it's my
Oh,
pleasure, man.
it's my pleasure. It takes so much, coming out live and then let people
Thank you.
know that okay, what was because truthfully, drug addiction is worse than rape because people who abuse drug we are like stigma to the society. So these
Yeah,
people that abuse drug that rape, it's the people that abuse drug that kill, it's the people that abuse
yeah,
drug that steal, it's the people that abuse
yeah,
drug that. But then some of us are just some of us just decide to take this cross, to educate others because this is the only way we can, help the society.
yeah.
So,
Definitely,
Mr.
sure.
Miwa, do you have any words or any last words? It's almost 1 p.m. It's almost 5 p.m. A
Okay.
minute.
Nothing much. Let's keep safe. Let's keep ourselves safe, and
Yeah,
that's the most important thing. Take a lot of water, and stay away from all these things. You understand? If you
yeah.
have friends that do these things, you have to stay away from them, oh,
Stay
because
away from them.
you are going to lose friends. You are going to
Stay
lose
away
friends. People
from
will not like
them.
you anymore. People that used to do these things with, they won't like you anymore. They will think you don't have pride, and you understand the rest of that. But just for your
Just
own
stay
good,
away from them.
stay
Yeah,
away from them.
that's the
Far away
truth.
from them, like far run. You get
Even if they
so
like, they should have all the millions in this world. Stay away from them.
on them, stay away from them, because if you go today, 2 days, so they go do your RIP. They don't. Everybody don't go. Everybody can stand. So you just have to there's a lot of things you have to do when it comes to this thing. Apart from stopping, you have to make a decision. You have to avoid a lot of things, a lot of people, and so you just have to start now, like now. It's not easy, but you have to stop. Like, you just have to stop.
All right. All
Yeah.
right, thank you very much. So it's our program, Stay Away from Drug Abuse Forever. Make sure you follow us on our Insta page, Stay Away from Drug Abuse, and also on our YouTube channel. Simply
Yeah.
search on Stay Away from Drug, or simply search on Say No to Drug Abuse Forever. Mr. Muiwa, I really appreciate it. Some people are just joining, it's late. So it's always 4 to 5. I really enjoyed this section. Mr. Muiwa, like I said earlier, even if it's just the two of us and then no views at all, I still the
Normal
value.
level. As I see this go, I surprised.
Even
Time
if it's
goes
just
on.
the two of us alone, let's just keep pushing.
People are
Keep
going through this.
pushing all
Like
the time.
even people that are not smoking are doing this. Their family, their friends, their loved ones are doing this thing. So let's just make the
Everybody's concerned for real. Everybody, now everybody eats.
and everybody.
All right, Mr. Miwa, we'll see you next weekend. All right,
Really
thank you,
appreciate it.
everyone.
Thank you a lot.
Love
Thank
forever.
everyone. Be safe.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, thanks.